Thank you very much for tuning in to Pro Life Nova Scotia, and this is probably the most, I don't know, the saddest video that I'm going to make is the complete eradication of our culture. The complete eradication of our culture is guaranteed, right? It's not like, oh, we got to fight against it. No, no, no. It will happen. It will happen. When you got a system that does not, the law does not agree with medical science, when you got the government putting LGBT flags and all this stuff, promoting the destruction of the family unit, when you got these types of things happening, you got abortifacient being prescribed at paying the doctors. The doctors are being paid with taxpayer money. The taxpayers have to pay, and the municipal government has zero part in the risk. But they take our money and they will put it into funding abortions to destroy the next generation. So what is the consequence of that? Well, no, we don't need to accept that. It will happen. The complete eradication of our culture. The complete eradication of our culture. You're going to come back in 150 years or 250 years, and there will not be any Akkadian culture. It will be complete replacement, assimilation, whatever you want to call it. The birth rates are low, plummeting, down. I mean, I don't even know if it's on a scale anymore. I heard some people were having children, but, if you remember, just a few years ago, 60, 70, 80 years ago, grandmother, Therese and grandmother Agnes and grandmother, Sarafi or whatever their name is, right? How many children did they have? 11 or 12? Yeah, each of them, right? They all had 11 or 12, and they were taking care of the kids and all this stuff. And now, you're lucky. You're very, very lucky if a woman can even have one, right? And sometimes, many times, they will not have any children. Zero children, right? So from 11 to 12 children per household. There was a barn in the back. There was some, cows and chickens and all this stuff. And there was a field in the back. Life was okay back then. It wasn't easy. Nobody says it's easy, all right. But we were very, very happy. We loved the family. The grandparents and all that stuff, and the kids. The kids were running around, and then they would go to a dance, and then this family would meet up with this family, and then they would discuss. Well, maybe we should get married. Your daughter here should be married to our son or whatever. And that was the starting of a new family. Then all of a sudden, whatever happened was, well, we should introduce, these abortifacient birth control pills and market it as it just prevents pregnancy by suppressing the ovulation. Huh. That would really be cool, because how about we just omit the fact that it alters the endometrium? How about we just not talk about that? Because if we do, we'd probably not sell as much, and people don't need to know that anyways. Because, the abortion is very early, so it's like it never happened, right? It did. So what happened was, instead of having 10, 11 children, right, it was just, I don't remember any Grandmère Therese or Grandmère Dorothy or Grandmère Irene ever regretting any of her children. I don't remember that, but no, we gotta go to work. The woman's gotta go to work and all this stuff, and we cannot have any children, right? So it started to be one, two, or three. Okay, one, two, or three. Okay, one, two, or three. Okay, that went on for a little while, and then now it's zero. Right, it's zero. What do you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? And of course, now that it's zero, the complete eradication is inevitable. The complete eradication is inevitable. Right, there will not be any Akkadian culture, and the Akkadian culture will be completely gone in a very short time. 150 years to 250 years, it will be a complete eradication of the Akkadian culture, assimilation, like I said, what do you call it, replacement or whatever, right? It will not, and what happens is that it's not debatable, right? This is not a debatable issue, right? This is not like the women are going to suddenly wake up and say, hey man, we should start remembering our Grandmère Therese and having 12 children. The women are not going to start doing that. Maybe the men are weak beta males or something like that, right? We have to I'm certainly not attacking the women at all. I'm attacking society, the men and the women. The young men are just beta males, maybe, I don't know. They're not being strong, they're not being family oriented or whatever. The women are not interested in getting married. Maybe they've been sold a lie by Dr. Michel Dell that says, hey, you can enjoy a little bit of debauchery when you're 18 or 19 years old. It's okay if you go to college and you have 6 or 7 boyfriends there when you're there, and just have fun and enjoy your university there. And then when you get back, well, maybe if you're 31 or 32, then you'll find a husband, a beta male that can settle down and accept your 1 or 2 children there that you don't really know who the dad is, or whatever. It happens, right? It happens, right? So, but this whole thing is not sustainable. This state-sponsored destruction, and they're very, very successful at it. The state-sponsored destruction of the culture. I don't know. I mean, I suppose the government is doing that before. I mean, they did this kind of stuff before, right? With the natives and all this stuff, putting them in residential schools and breaking their spirits and all this stuff, I suppose. But it's certainly a dishonorable thing to do. I mean, it's our culture. Leave us alone. No. We're gonna completely eradicate your culture. We're gonna completely eradicate your culture by abortion, birth control pills, and a whole lot of the LGBT and all this stuff. If I want to be an LGBT, go ahead. But promoting that is just not very ethical or whatever. But you shouldn't be promoting LGBT if you wanna do that kind of stuff. I mean, who's going to stop you? I don't really care. If you want to do that stuff and not have a traditional family, I mean, go ahead. But you're not going to promote. Why are you promoting the LGBT and at the high school and the flag at the high school? What? Why is the government doing that? It's exactly for that. And they know, they're not stupid. They know exactly what they're doing. And we have to be cognizant of the fact that they are doing that on purpose. They have to be cognizant of the fact that this is a controlled eradication of a culture. Right? This is exactly what they're doing. All right, you can't just go and kill a whole bunch of people. They will, revolt or whatever. So you have to, do it slowly. And in 150 years or whatever, it'll be done. It'll be done. And I hope I'm wrong. I certainly hope I'm wrong. But am I? Hey, nope. Anyway, it's a very sad video. Like I said, a very, very sad video. Dr. Michel Dow, she was really, had a good chance to be a whistleblower and say, look, I should have never done this. I'm sorry. Her voice could have been so powerful to act as a change, right? To set us in the right direction. She was a little bit dumb for accepting that kind of risk, right? So she's certainly at risk, right? While she's the foot soldier for the pharmaceutical industry, and they're the ones raking in all the rewards. She's at the substantial risk of criticism, and I don't really care about the pharmaceutical industry empowering her. I don't really care about the lawmakers, which are as contributorily negligent. Negligent is very generous, but I don't really care about the lawmakers accepting bribes and throwing society under the bus. I don't really care about that. I care about Dr. Michel Dow putting her dirty signature on the prescription pad, deceiving the young lady, and killing that child. That's the one that I care about. And that's my family. That's a family member of mine. Oy. Just the moral weight of all this is dragging me down. I'm trying to... my shoulders are, being pushed down by the weight of morality. Do I have to accept it? Why am I the only one that talks about this? Why am I the one that has the burden to try to correct? I could never correct this wrong. I could never. I mean, I'm just pointing it out. And I'm not the truth. The facts of the case are the truth. I'm just a messenger pointing out and talking about this on a video camera, on a YouTube. It's not me, right? The problem. It's not me, because I'm talking about it. It is Dr. Michel Dow. Dr. Michel Dow is the one that has the problem, right? But she's the one that is creating this mess. The mess. What is the mess? It's the complete eradication of our culture. The complete eradication of the culture. Oh, yeah, that's egregious. It's egregious to even contemplate. Man. Anyway, but it is true. And you are ignorant to believe that we can somehow steer the ship the other way or whatever. Society has taken I don't know, a suicide pill if you want, a cyanide pill, and we're just waiting for the effects to kick in, right? And that's literally what's happening, right? But for me, as for me, I hope to have grandchildren. My oldest is coming into age right now, and my youngest is just one, right? And I do have a lot of children. I've been blessed with lots and lots of kids, and I love them very, very much. So built a big old house for them. It's a 3-story, as you can see, entirely made of concrete. This is my house I'm building right now. So this is just the forms of temporary staircase, and I'm going to make a staircase over there. And it's a 100% concrete house. If you're not sure about why, there's a whole bunch of concrete there, because it's a concrete floor, right? And I live in a country where there's no abortions, right? That's the whole point of me doing this YouTube channel, because I can show you that there's a better way, right? There is a better way. There's certainly a better way. And maybe we'll do another video about this. But anyway, the point about, okay, so let's finish the recap the video. The eradication of our culture is inevitable. Sorry, I speak French this way. Oh man, it's inevitable, right? The complete eradication of our culture is inevitable, and that's the point, right? You will not steer the ship around. You will not turn the ship around, right? It's headed straight for an iceberg, or I should say the iceberg has already hit the the side of the ship. We could try to turn it, or we could try some lifeboats, which is what I'm trying to do, or whatever. But the ship is sinking. What ship? And that is our society, the Canadian society. And I see all these Indian people, all these African people, all these Middle Eastern, Pakistani people. Yeah, why? And why are these birth rates going down? The complete eradication of our culture. There will not be any kind of a culture. Our culture, right? Our culture, right? It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. You can try to pretend it will not be, but it certainly will be, and it's gone, and that's it. And there's no more, and that's the end. I mean, this is literally the end forever. I mean, for the history of humanity, there will not be any of us at all. Very dark video, but it certainly is one of the twisted facts of this case that Dr. Michel Dow is personally responsible of, and that's why I'm a little bit on the sour side that my family is personally responsible in this kind of crime against humanity.